Okay, it's time to talk about lab number 2. I actually had a different lab set up and then I decided, no, I really want to swap these. So I switched them, which is why this is a little late coming. The lab I had set for this week, I decided is better served next week because of the order of things, and you'll understand that so much more next week. But here we go. This is pretty much what your screen should be looking like. Well, this is my version, not yours, although I guess I could do student version. Let's do that. Wouldn't that make sense? Switch role to student. Bam. All right, so we are in week 2. This is telling you about the video coming up. I already did that. This is reminding you we do not have class tomorrow because, well, tomorrow because I'm recording and posting this on Sunday, but we did not have class on Monday in case you're watching this after Monday. There you go. Because Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's, woo, celebrate. I have the week 2 details, the book PowerPoints, blah, blah, blah. Hybrid lecture assignment 2, the biodiversity video. So that is what you are to watch to talk about on this one. And journal topic 2, your online summary sources. And I just made the video that goes with that. So that's going to be posted soon. But this is the part we're talking about today because this is what will be lab number 2. Ecological Footprint Lab Procedure. The reason it says this is because this is the procedure. When I am finished with making this video, I will then be putting up the actual quiz, which is the lab report. So for this one, this is straight up to talk you through it. So what should happen, you click here, it's going to take you to this page. This is telling you specifically, word for word, what is expected of you for this lab. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it. So it says go online and search the phrase ecological footprint. You can straight up just copy this and there we go. And then paste. Bam. Ecological footprint. Now, you just need to pick one of these because if you look, I'm going to move this over some. Yes, I know I could have done another tab, but look, I have like a million tabs. I didn't need another tab. Choose 2 different sites that allow you to calculate your personal ecological footprint. So you're going to have to pick 2 sites. The rest of this is telling you you're going to have to actually completely do both of these sites and then answer questions about them. This is telling you which number they will be on the actual quiz, and then it asks you some basic things. So I am just going to pick this one because it's right here. Ecological footprint. Accept how it works. Well, let's see. Maybe I should do the one before or the after. Let's see. Calculator. There we go. I'll do the one that says calculator. So footprint calculator. I just want to do it. Oh, okay. There you go. I clicked on it and it took me there. So that's all you have to do. All right. I got it. And yes, we're going to go through this. I'm doing this one with you. So, well, technically I'm doing it and you're watching it, assuming you're watching it. Okay, so take the first step. How often do you eat animal-based products? For me, infrequently because I don't eat meat. I do still consume eggs and I consume a little bit of dairy, but not a lot because I'm slowly moving that out. So that's why I answer this. All right, now, next. How much of the food that you eat is unprocessed, unpackaged, or locally grown? I'm going to say probably about 50%. I would like it to be more. My actual reasoning is because during the pandemic, going to the Beaufort Farmers Market kind of scares me, but I do prefer getting the unpackaged, locally grown. However, I'm also born and raised in the US and I like some of my crappy processed foods. Can't help it. I mean, I can help it, but I don't want to yet. So I'll say about halfway. Which housing type best describes your home? Well, I am a freestanding and running water. So that's the kind of house I have. What material is your house constructed with? Well, it's so funny. I'm looking right at it. It's straight up brick. Here we go. See? Brick. What's funny is now I have no idea where this camera's pointed. I'm just going to go with it. How many live in your household? I have 4 people. What is the size of your home? I truly am not sure. I'm just going to guess here. One of these days I should actually look that up to be sure. I can tell you we only have 3 bedrooms. So I know it's not small. I've lived in teeny tiny, but I know it's not really large either. So, do you have electricity in your home? Yes, I do. How efficient? I'm going to say average. I'm working on it. What percentage of your home's electricity comes from renewable sources? I am going to say about 25%. I don't think my county does a whole lot of the actual renewable sources yet. I'm trying to do that, but I do have 4 solar panels attached to my house. So I'm working on making it better. Compared to your neighbors, how much trash do you generate? Less. We don't do a whole lot of garbage. How far do you travel by car or motorcycle each week? Probably, maybe, I'm trying to get to 30. Why can I not do 30? Well, I'll just say that. Pandemic, dude. I don't go anywhere. I teach GMC 1 day a week, and we haven't met since like the end of December. And I was driving more because my mom lived all the way out in Carrollton, but I just moved her to Tucker, so she's really close. So I'm not really driving much right now. So there we go. I get pretty decent fuel economy for my car. I want to say it is right around here, and I don't have a motorcycle, so I wish I could just click that and make it go away. How often do I carpool? I don't. I wish I could, but it's to take care of my mom and to go to GMC. You've seen our campus. It's this big. There's no way for me to carpool. How far do you travel on public transportation? I don't. But then again, I also don't go anywhere, and it's a pandemic. How many hours do you fly each year? That depends on the year, but I'll tell you, in 2020, that. So, result, your personal Earth overshoot day is July 29th. That means that is how much time, see, look at this. If you click here, if everybody lived like me, we would have used as much from nature as the Earth can renew in the entire year in that amount of time. So that's not great. If everyone lived like me, we would need 1.7 Earths. Wow. Now, results part 2. This is the part where you can get a little more information. I really do like this site. I've used it before. The carbon footprint, it's because this is traveling. My shelter is one of the biggest ones. If I could bring this down, which means using more renewable resources for my energy, that would count tremendously. Notice that my food is pretty decent. They haven't really asked me enough questions to fully do those, so that would be one of my things. They didn't ask enough to really answer all these questions. And then, how do you feel? You get to say how you felt about it. Then you get to explore. This is a different site where it lets you compare yourself to other people. And then solution. This is telling you things you could do to try to help. Now, I've done that. After you do the whole one, then you're going to pick another one. And so, let's see. Was this one an actual one? And no, I'm not going to do a whole nother one. We just have to see if there's another calculator. I guess I could type in calculator like that. Ecological footprint calculator. Yeah, there we go. So now this one, you do a whole questionnaire. You're going to answer all the questions. You go through the whole thing again. You do it to both of them. Here, notice it's going to say to compare the two sites. That means tell me where it says the strengths and weaknesses. That means like site 1, I went here. The strengths are blah, blah, blah. The weaknesses were blah, blah, blah. Then you say site 2, I went here. The strengths of this site were blah, blah, blah. The weaknesses of this site were blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to tell me which one you felt gave a better real understanding of your carbon footprint. Then you're going to see what changes you could make. Like for me, I know I could have a higher rate of the fresh foods and less processed. I know that I could do more renewable resources for my energy, that kind of thing. So I've got some stuff that I know I could adjust. And I would go back in there after making those adjustments and do it the same way. This way I can then see where I land. That way, if I make these adjustments, how much will it change the end result? That's pretty much what it is. So after you've done all that, that's when you answer all your questions in the actual lab, the lab report. It's going to be listed solely as just lab 2, but it will be a quiz and you will type in your answers. And then that's the whole lab. Feel free to send me a message, ask questions. But yeah, that should be it. And I think I'm going to adjust this to say to search the phrase ecological footprint calculator, because I think that'll make life a little bit easier. So that's going to be changed. So when you actually click on it and you view the video, there's going to be a couple of small changes to this. I think you can run with it. Yeah, that's it. I'm looking forward to finally meeting you next week. And let me know if you have access to Disney's Earth.